So today we will speak about Canadian metal, as the song of Dark Throne in their album Fold. The second song is by the name Canadian metal, and Canadian metal is so special. It's very difficult to find a bad band, a bad metal band from Canada. So today we'll speak about Canadian metal and my favorite albums and bands from there. First of all, I have to say that I like very much Rush, but Rush is progressive rock, so I will not put them here. One thing, and secondly, there are some bands from Canada that I don't like personally. For example, Strapping Young Lad, a very special Canadian metal band, but I don't like them personally, so I will not put them here. So let's start. And first of all, I have to say that the Canadian metal they have many kinds of genres. We have speed thrust Canadian metal. We have raw bestial black Canadian metal. We have epic and power and heavy metal, heavy Canadian metal. So let's start. First of all, I will start with some bands that they are new, and I'm starting with Smulder. Smulder, they are playing a style of epic metal with doom influences from Manila Road, but not only. They're very close to the sound of the Americans' Eternal Champion from Texas. A very special band. Their singer is Sarah from Banger TV. And their first album came out in 2019 by the name Times of Obscene Evil and Wild Daring. Also in 2020, they made a new EP. Very great epic metal band from Canada. Another also epic metal Canadian band, Gatekeeper, and this was their debut album, their first album, East of Sun, in 2017. Also in 2019 they made an EP. Great also band. They are even more, a little bit more speed, and they have also influences from Walls of Jericho, of Halloween in the years of Walls of Jericho. Great band. Also, their singer, the singer of Gatekeeper, if I'm not sure, is the singer of another Canadian band, a new Canadian band of new wave traditional heavy metal, and I'm speaking about Traveler, a great band. Also, they started in 2019 with their first album. In 2020, they made a new album. Great band from Canada of traditional heavy metal. And they are not only them, some members of Traveler, they are also in another traditional heavy metal band from Canada, a new traditional heavy metal band, Riot City. And their also debut album, Burn the Night, in 2019. Also a great band. And now another also great band of new wave traditional heavy metal from Canada, Skullfist, and also their first album, Head of the Pack. And I continue with the same way, another also Canadian metal band of new wave traditional heavy metal, Striker. Striker, their second album, Armed to the Teeth. Great also band. And now another special band from Canada. Today they split up. Unfortunately, they were very special because they put together many kinds of metal, some influences of epic metal, of speed metal, of heavy metal, of doom metal in some points. I'm speaking with also a very special vocals. I'm speaking about 3 Inches of Blood. And also I could put here their last great album, but I will put one also great album of them. Here Waits the Doom. Unfortunately, they split up. Another band that is a little bit, they make a joke in the many jokes in their lyrics. I'm speaking about Zimmer's Hole. Jan Hoglan is also the drummer of the band, and Devin Townsend of Strapping Young Lad, he was the producer of the band. Zimmer's Hole and the album When You Were Shouting of the Devil, We Were in League with Satan. You understand that they're playing with the words of the albums of Motley Crue and of Venom. Now, another band that today they're not metal, maybe they are post-grunge, maybe they are alternative rock or emo, but in their first album, in their debut album, they played alternative metal. And for this reason, I bring them here. I like their first album, 3 Days Grace, also from Canada. Okay, don't be afraid. I will not bring here Nickelback, and I will not bring here Bryan Adams or even Dustin Bieber, that also they are Canadians. I'm joking. And now, if we're speaking about the bestial black metal, raw black metal, war black metal, let's say that there are 3 special bands that started this scene. We're speaking about Ebeherit from Finland, we speak about Sarcophago of Brazil, and Blasphemy from Canada. So here, the debut of Blasphemy, Fallen Angel of Doom. Great, great, great raw black metal album. And in the same way, another also Canadian raw black metal, bestial black metal band, Revenge, and their great album, Infiltration, Downfall, Death. Now, another very special band of death metal, of melodic death metal from Canada, Cataclysm. Cataclysm and their album, In the Arms of Devastation. I started to listen to Cataclysm by this album. Also, I would bring here Ex Deo, another band of the mastermind of Cataclysm. But I prefer Cataclysm in any way. And now I'm going to speak about the speed thrash metal scene of Canada and some great bands from there. And I'm starting with Infernal Majesty. Infernal Majesty, until now, they have 4 albums. The last album was in 2017, but they are famous for, especially for their first album. That is, it's a classic, None Shall Defy. And also in their second album, they played the style of thrash death metal, but in their first also album, they are great. Another speed metal, speed thrash metal from Canada, Exciter, and in their first works, they were very, very good. Also, I will bring here Violent Force. In any case, I will prefer to bring here their debut album, Heavy Metal Maniac. This album came out 6 months before Kill 'Em All of Metallica. Okay, Exciter, they're even more speed metal than thrash metal. They have influences from Judas Priest, of course, Exciter, and also from Motorhead, a great, great, great band. Another also extreme thrash metal band, Canadian extreme thrash metal band, Slaughter, and their second album, if I'm not sure, Strappado. And Slaughter also, they made a booklet, and the booklet that also Chuck from Death, he was playing with them in the beginning. And here is the booklet, Fuck of Death. Another also very special thrash metal band from Canada that became even more progressive afterwards. I'm speaking about Voivod and their great work, Killing Technology. In the beginning, they were even more raw. Another also extreme thrash metal band, Canadian thrash metal band, Razor, a great band. Their first works, they were very Venom style in some points. But in any case, here I will bring their very great album, Violent Restitution, a very great album. Another also great thrash metal band from Canada, Sacrifice. Sacrifice also in their first album they played even a style of Slayer thrash metal, but here I will bring their album Forward to Termination. Great band. And maybe the most famous speed thrash metal band from Canada, Annihilator. Annihilator, and they continue until now to make albums. In 2020 they made a new album. Here we'll bring their first album, Alice in Hell. Also I will bring their second album, Never Neverland. In any case, I prefer their debut album. And at last but not least, here we'll bring one of their great heavy metal bands of Canada that they were even pro thrash metal, and I'm speaking about Anvil. Also, two members of the band they were Jewish. They are Jewish. Anvil and their great album Forged in Fire. So this is some great bands from Canada, heavy metal bands and metal bands from Canada. Some good examples of Canadian metal. So from Israel and from Jerusalem, stay metal and stay heavy.